a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind.
It was basically a cube with inside of a sphere where the points of the cube were touching outside of the sphere.
Roger. There's troubleshooting.
So this isn't anything that just is limited to the United States. It's a worldwide phenomenon.
This is David Marler, UFO researcher, and you're listening to That UFO Podcast.
Hi everyone, and welcome to That UFO Podcast. It's October's update pod. We're rolling on again still towards the end of 2021, and what a year it's been. This is your look at what's to come this month, and stick around until the end for details of another competition where you can win another audiobook. Welcome to all the new listeners who have come on board during September after two huge interviews again, with Lou Elizondo returning to the podcast for a listener questions show, and obviously the Ross Coulthart one was pretty big too, and the feedback from both and all the interviews in September has been incredible, immense, and is always welcome. Thanks to everyone who watched our first show on KGRA last night. The other show is a new video format pod. It's not replacing this audio podcast by any means. I've said many times, audio podcasting is still absolutely my favourite format. It's just letting us do some different things using the video. People had seen us testing the YouTube platform previously, so it was good to finally get this out there. Sub to the KGRA YouTube channel, as that's where you'll find us every Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, and 11 p.m. UK. That's every Friday night going forward. Usually Dan and or myself will be around on the live chat as well. We stuck around the whole night last night talking to everyone, so that was a lot of fun as well, and it's available now to catch up, so please go and check that out. You won't find it on our YouTube channel, you'll find it on KGRA or their Facebook page, so please check that out, and it's another piece of content, another format from us, and lets us do some interesting stuff. Show 2 next Friday, we'll have an exclusive interview with Tim McMillan on Project Titan that he wrote about in mid-September, coming out of the San Marino event. We also want your questions and suggestions over to UFOUAPAM@gmail.com, and of course we're looking to do more footage review to finish off each show. We looked at the Turkey UFO video last night, a lot of conversation around that, so anything you think is worthy, whether it's famous, infamous, or something you've recorded yourself, send it over to UFOUAPAM@gmail.com, and it might make it into one of the upcoming shows. October's interviews kick off with Ralph Blumenthal coming on to the podcast to discuss his debrief article on experiencers. It's a controversial topic for some, it's very emotive for others, but one that's very much an important part of the overall discussion. That's on YouTube tonight, Saturday the 2nd October, late evening, but it's available now everywhere on audio platforms. Already recorded is a great conversation with Kurt Drymungle, the host of Theories of Everything YouTube channel. He's an incredible mind, folks. He's an intellect and a conversationalist. It was a different conversation for myself. It let me really test my interviewing skills, I'm not going to lie, and hopefully I've managed to do it justice. Kurt was brilliant. He's a newer voice dipping in and out of the UFO conversation. He's a very analytical mind, and a very welcome one at that. That will be out on the free feeds on Monday the 11th of October. It'll be on YouTube that same night more than likely, but it will be available in a couple of days, early access and ad-free over at patreon.com/That UFO podcast from only $1 per month, or on the Apple premium feeds. If you're on Apple, jump onto the iTunes store, wherever you get your Apple podcasts. You can click for a 2-week free trial, and then it's less than the price of a coffee per month to support the podcast as well. So if you can, always appreciated. You get some bonus content, but you get it early access and ad-free as well. If not, it always comes out on the free feeds anyway. Other guests still to come this month include Nick Cook, British researcher, Paolo Gazzardi. You may or may not be aware of that name, but he is one of the lead names involved with Project Titan that we're talking about with Tim McMillan. He's going to be coming on to discuss that in more detail. I'm also in discussion with a few other guests, which I'll announce once they're confirmed, and we still plan on Luis Elizondo coming back for his Part 2 listener questions show as well. Also, including the usual regular update pods, listener call-ins, and I've still got the Part 2 of September's to release. I feel awful, but just with so much happening towards the end of September, it's been kind of put on the back burner, but that will come out in the next couple of days as well, with some really great call-in from all of you folks as well. I do want to eventually try and get the call-in shows part of the KGR show as well, because we could do live and literally get people on the air there and then. A whole lot less work for me too. So keep your eyes peeled for all of that, folks. Just before we get to the competition, I want to remind folks we do have two brilliant sponsors for the podcast. Manscaped are offering listeners still 20% off and free worldwide shipping with promo code ANDYUFO. I love hearing from all of you who have got some stuff from their site, whether it's for yourselves or gifts for friends and family. I also appreciate no one has sent me pictures of their manscaping yet either, so let's keep that one up, folks. No pictures, please. It really does make a difference to us when you go to manscaped.com and use that promo code. I can't emphasise that enough, but only if it's something you're going to get the benefit from, of course. The promo code ANDYUFO. Also, to everyone who have signed up to Zencastr for 40% off, that is the platform we use to record our shows. It's got some incredible features and one I would recommend anyone recording podcasts or meetings try out. The promo code for Zencastr is UFO Podcast and is available to new and existing customers. So if you listen to this, you record a podcast, hi, I appreciate all the creators out there as well. If you're already part of Zencastr, you can use that promo code and get your 40% off as well. On to the competition, folks, to finish off this short update pod. I have an audiobook to give away of your choice. Well done to Jeff, who won the audiobook of Ross Coulthart's book a couple of weeks ago. We sent that over to him. Hope he's enjoying that one. You can choose Ross Coulthart's new book if you want. You can choose one of the Secret Machines novels if you've wanted to get into those. Or do you know what? Something else entirely. It's totally up to you. Just leave a review of this podcast on any platform. Apple, Podcast Addict, however you listen to your podcast. If it allows you to leave a review, please do that. If you can, people do ask this, if you listen to on Spotify, then you can't leave a review. What you can do is sign up for an iTunes account, takes a minute or two, and you can just go on and leave one on the iTunes store. That's a little bit of work, but if you want that audiobook, it will put you in the draw for that as well. But any reviews are greatly, greatly appreciated. They make a massive difference to the podcast as well. So leave that, send me a screenshot over to UFOUAPAM@gmail.com to say it's done and you're in the draw. We'll announce that winner next week. Thanks again, folks. Lots of good stuff to come this month. Is there anything that you want to see as part of the podcast, then send it over. And that includes for the new KGRA show as well. They fly by at less than 57 minutes each, so we're always looking for ideas for the format. Glad you're all along for the ride. The news pod will be dropping later on today from Dan and myself as well, so look out for that one, folks.
It wasn't a tic-tac and not quite a saucer, more like a hubcap designed by Chaucer, a little baroque and quite steampunk, like Alice was playing bass for the Parliament of Folk. The little fucker hovered right outside of my window, and when I shoved out the screen, he made it an issue. I don't think he expected me to see his ass, but I'd had some champagne and smoked a little grass. Meditative gamma state full on meta. Can't imagine how it could have been any better. I got to the top of the stairs and there he was. Like, you awake? I was about to abduct you, cuz. I jumped back and nearly kissed myself, and I climbed out the window after the elf, and I woke up in my bed and there was something on my head and everything was weird and everything was red. And I called out to my boys. They thought this was noise. They thought it was a dream. They thought it was my toys. They thought it was my problems, and they think I should seek therapy, and I don't know what to do because it doesn't really scare me. If you really want to know who I think I'd be, I think it's you and me and us and we and him and her and that and she and that thing over there and what's that, Jake?
Bye.